up, guys? So today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different on the channel. Today I'm going to be doing a joint film review of Hirokazu Korieda's Shoplifters, which won the Palme d'Or at the Cannes Film Festival back in 2018. Been meaning to watch it for a while. I've been in discussions with a fellow film vlogger called Aaron Gillingham on Twitter, and we're saying, hey, should we review it together? And we thought, why not? So I'm going to put my headphones in, give him a quick call, and then we're going to talk about Shoplifters. All right?
Hello.
Hello, pal. How's it going?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Not too bad, mate, all things considering with the whole lockdown situation. But yes, all is well on my end. You surviving?
Just about.
Good to hear, mate. Shoplifters then, shall we? So for all of you at home, Aaron and myself decided to hit some Palme d'Or winners, some films that we'd missed before. I hadn't seen Hirokazu Korieda's Shoplifters, so he suggested we do a collaboration video discussing it, and I was like, yeah, I'm all for that. Shoplifters is the story of the Shibata family. They live in Tokyo, Japan, and they are basically what you might call a pseudo-family. They are a bunch of misfits, all brought together by circumstance and poverty. They're not necessarily all related by blood, but they are what you might call a chosen family. And yeah, they're living in this teeny tiny bungalow house, and yeah, they're all basically living just on the threshold of poverty and getting by stealing what they can, shoplifting if you will, from shops, having basic menial labor jobs as well to help pay the rent. And yeah, the film basically explores the whole question of what a family actually is. So yeah, that's basically the plot, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, how was that?
Yeah. Yeah, that sums it up pretty much in a nutshell.
Lovely, I did good, yes. I don't suck at my job. Yeah.
So I might as well start by asking, what did you think of the film?
Yeah, like I said, I had high expectations for this film. Although, having said that, I've only seen two of Korieda's previous works before, so I hadn't formed too much of an impression on him before.
I mean, this was my first Korieda film.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Cool, yes. Well, it's a good one to dip your toe in with his works, for sure. I would say I enjoyed the film, but I wasn't bowled over in the way that I was expecting to be. I did enjoy it. I thought it was a very rich and interesting story. I thought it took something that was relatively simplistic, the idea of family, and showed how complicated it can be, and also explored it in a compassionate and lovely way. It's not as black and white as things may appear. Yeah. And I did enjoy. Oh, it's such a character-driven film, which I really loved, and it very much is an ensemble film, and the performances in it are absolutely terrific. So yeah, I did enjoy it. I did have a few issues with it. I thought it was but we'll get into the negatives later. But generally, overall, I was pleased with it. What about you? How did you respond to it, mate, as your first Korieda film?
I mean, I really enjoyed it, especially considering that, like, the first two acts just focuses solely on this family dynamic and how well they work off of each other and the complications that can come with that. I really enjoyed that whole aspect of it because it felt very real, it felt very natural, and I presume that's a reoccurring thing in his films. Because I've heard that's like a thing that he does. But yeah, I enjoyed that aspect, and the fact that the third act kind of makes you kind of second guess what you thought you knew about the family. I kind of like that whole aspect of it a lot. But I do agree with what you said. I feel like there was something... Like, it was good on the surface, but I feel like there was something else lacking, but I can't quite put my finger on what it was. But overall, I thought the performances and the way it was shot all really worked well to set up a nice, just warm and general nice feel for the movie.
Yeah, I definitely would agree with you about it being warm. It's a lovely film that is emotional, but it doesn't feel like it's like leaning on sentimentality. It's kind of very natural and believable, and it's like you said, the dynamics of the family are fascinating because as we're given hints as the story progresses that this family isn't a conventional family. They are brought together through different means. They've all sort of come together through circumstances, and it just makes it even more fascinating. We've seen plenty of films nowadays exploring unconventional families, modern families, pseudo families. And this does find a new angle. I definitely haven't seen anything quite like it before. But the recurring theme of the whole, you can't choose your parents, but you can kind of choose your family in life. That's sort of what he's getting at. And that's one thing that Koreeda, you will find as a recurring theme in his work is family dynamics and stuff. And he loves exploring that. So yeah, it's I find it interesting. I did enjoy the movie a lot. It's just, it feels less than a sum of its parts. Maybe I went in with too high expectations, but there was something about it, a je ne sais quoi, that didn't quite fully work to me. I felt like there was, either something missing or it didn't all come together as tidily as I would have liked.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Because like we both said, that the family dynamic and the ways that they kind of work together, but you can kind of tell that something isn't quite right there, and they're not a legitimate family, kind of has that sense of intrigue right from the start, especially when they find the little girl and she suddenly becomes a part of the family. You start to see a lot more into them, because one of my favourite scenes in the film is when the mother of the family is comparing scars with the little girl. It was just absolutely beautiful, and it kind of showed a really human and realistic side to. And the way the mother kind of instantly connects to that little girl is just a very natural thing that you may not see handled in this specific way in a lot of films like this. And I thought that was a very, very heartwarming thing to see, especially in a movie like this.
Yeah, it's a very human touch, and it's just little details like that Koreeda makes it feel all the more tender. Like, the bonds of this family, who are a chosen family, they're sort of bonded together by little things like you said, the comparison of their scars and their burns. Also, the way food is used in the movie as well. It's a very unifying thing that sort of brings them all together. There's a lot of emphasis on sitting around, eating food, that sort of that sense of shared sense of belonging as well.
Definitely.
Which is nice. And but it's all there. There's the affection, there's shared humour, there's a real love there, and it all comes from a really sincere place, which I don't know, I did find it very moving, and it does help that he has very terrific actors just having space to breathe and really giving dimensions to them as well. So I really did enjoy what everyone brought to the table in Shoplifters.
Yeah, definitely. Was there anything you didn't like about the film, per se?
So yeah, when it comes to negatives, I felt sometimes plot-wise, it felt like it meandered around sometimes. I felt some of the plot points were a bit superfluous. Like, they didn't seem to go anywhere. I thought maybe they're going to come back around later, or they're going to serve a bigger purpose. Like, there's the character of, is it Aki? Yeah, I think it's Aki, who's she's the stepsister of Naboya.
No,
and she's working that job at the Peep Show place, the two-way mirror.
Yeah.
And I thought that was interesting. I guess how it does contribute to their finances and the story, but I didn't really feel like it went anywhere.
It just kind of drops off after a point, doesn't it? Like,
exactly, and it doesn't come back around, and I thought there was going to be a greater purpose to it. And there's just a few other scenes as well which sort of abruptly ended, and thought, oh, is this serving something?
Yeah.
And given that the film does feel quite pacey, it does feel quite long, it's a bit too long for me. I feel like there was room to edit out. This film was actually edited by Koreeda himself as well.
Oh, okay.
And often a problem when directors and writers have to edit their own work, they don't edit down enough. And I feel like this could have probably benefited from a little bit of trimming here or there.
I mean, I think you hit the nail pretty much on the head. There's just a lot of things that just kind of, they set it up, there's a lot of intrigue, and then it kind of gets dropped in the next scene. Like, one thing that, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, if they do bring it back up again, is the whole relationship between, what's the main boy's name, the one that you see right from the start?
Shota.
Yeah, the relationship between him and the little girl that they bring in. About the good first half of the movie is him not quite warming up to her yet, and there's a little bit of rivalry there. But then once certain things start happening, it just kind of gets dropped, and you never really see it progress beyond the point of, yeah, he doesn't like her being there, and that's it. But no, I do get what you mean about the whole just it leaving things. The other thing that I, again, kind of leading back to the point of it kind of missing something, as much as I really like the subtle way it twisted expectations in the third act with the whole, like, the family getting caught and stuff, I like it, but again, I feel like they could have done a bit more with that, and I felt like it was just ever so, like, it's at about an 8, and it could have just done a little bit more to, you know, really elevate that thing that it was going for at the end.
No, I agree with you, yeah. I totally see where you're coming from there as well. Just could have been a little bit more concise. The ideas could have, I don't know, reached a better crescendo, but yeah, didn't all quite stick the landing for me. But I do understand why people appreciate and adore this film, because it does present some interesting ideas, and it also doesn't make things overly saccharine, which I liked. It just presents it as real. And what's fascinating is as well that it is fundamentally a film about abducting a child, but it's not presented as a thriller or a horror. It's presented just as this family drama, and it's an askewed vantage point of how on one end they've abducted a child, but on the other end, you know, they see it as, oh, they're saving this child from domestic abuse and you know, psychological abuse or whatnot. So
you can kind of see both ends of the spectrum that they're trying to go for there. Yeah,
it's complicated, but it presents an interesting argument as well, which I like. So yeah, it's definitely something I've not seen done before, which is cool.
Okay.
But yeah, just didn't all coalesce together as tidily as I would have liked.
So with all that being said, what would you rate Shoplifters?
For me, out of 10, I would give Shoplifters a 6.5 out of 10.
Okay.
I think it's very well done in terms of craftsmanship. It's beautifully made. The performances are, you know, top notch as well. For me, it definitely lost points, like, because it meanders around so long, and I feel like it definitely could have used a bit more editing. But I still found it impactful. I still appreciate it. I don't think it's a movie I'd feel the immediate rush to revisit.
Same.
But
But
it's something that I'm glad I can say I've seen. And
it's just another one to tick off the list.
How about you? How would you score
I mean,
it?
I'd probably go a little bit higher. Considering that I haven't seen another Corrido film, I haven't really got anything to compare it to. And considering this is the first one I've seen, I'd probably go somewhere around about maybe a 7 or a 7.5. Because I think, like you said, the craftsmanship of it is enough to elevate it. And also for me, I found like the first half of the movie, I was having trouble trying to get into it, but then it kind of clicked at a certain point, and then I really enjoyed it a lot more. But that being said, the flaws that it has are very noticeable nonetheless.
Yeah, I think that's a fair rating as well. If you need a recommendation, I would go with I Wish. That's probably... I've only seen I Wish and La Verite, or The Truth in an English title. So yeah, if you need a recommendation for Corrido, it goes for all you guys watching as well. I Wish. All right, mate, then.
I think we just did,
Have we reviewed Shoplifters? Are we done?
Nice, cool.
Fabulous. Go us, I'm proud of us. Yeah, for all you guys, be sure to check out Aaron's Twitter. We're going to put it on the screen right now, as well as his YouTube channel. Go over there and subscribe, do all that. Lovely channel, very thoughtful, very insightful.
Thank you very much.
Nice chat. Go give his channel some love, yes. There you go. See you later. Bye.
Bye.
There we go, guys. That was mine and Aaron's discussion/review of Hirokazu Corrido's Shoplifters. But as always, this is just two blokes' opinions. I want to hear from you guys. What did you guys think of this film? Is it a worthy Palme d'Or winner? Whatever you guys think, be sure to let your voices be heard in the comment section down below. If you want to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, that's in the video description down there as well. Hit the like button, and of course, don't forget to click subscribe. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. For more things related to movies, TV, and popcorn culture, I'm Luke Carefield, and I'll see you next time.